Eddie. Massage it in, give it some love, and cover it with some foil so the bugs don't get at it. Let it sit for about an hour, and then we're going to put that puppy on the grill.
Yeah.
Before when I took off some of this fat, and here it is right here, and we're going to use that instead of oil to season this pre-heated grill. So just take it, spread it around, that all in there, and I'm done. Add it to the fire. Very hot, so you need these long tongs or you're gonna burn your hands. We're gonna put it on the rib side up. We'll let that go for a little bit until we get the color we want. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Got that nice brown, golden, scrumptious color. All right, as you can see, we got a nice char on the bottom here. We're not gonna flip it again. Never flip ribs more than once. Otherwise, you get rid of all those juices. You wanna lock them in, not get rid of them. So now, we're gonna pull it away from the intense part of the fire. Pretty much off the fire, because you don't want to continue to darken it, or else you'll have burnt spare ribs. You don't want burnt spare ribs. Then put this puppy over it. We're going to create kind of like an open oven. That way all the smoke from the fire and everything and all the heat will come in and circle around inside without just escaping out the back, and therefore help to cook the meat. It's not easy to crimp, and if it's a little hot, use a towel or a mitt. And if you want, take a light rock, put it over top to hold it down. We're gonna let that go for about 2 hours, or until the bones start to actually pull away from the meat. All right, put some brown sugar in there. That's about, we'll say about a half a cup. And then we're gonna take some molasses, put that in.
You said
That's
ass.
about, not molasses, maple syrup. I apologize. And that's about like 2 tablespoons. And then we whisk it up. Then we're gonna add a little bourbon. Let's start with a tablespoon.
I think I hear people in the background saying, put it all in.
Put it all in.
All that bourbon.
You want all that bourbon in?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna put a little less than all that because otherwise it won't be thick enough.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take some Chipotle powder. About a teaspoon. Put that in. That's gonna give some. That's gonna give that smokiness I was talking about. And that is your compromising glaze. And that way you don't mask the flavor with these ketchup-based barbecue sauces. Stick with these 4 ingredients. Oh, I'm sorry, 5. Because there should be a little bit of salt. I forgot about the salt. And that will give you your salty, sweet, and smoky flavor. Because that Chipotle powder is going to give you your smoky flavor. You know, re-infuse everything that's already there.
Not to compromise my integrity. I will do the compromising glaze.
Ah, she's glazing it up.
I want to get in all the cracks and crevices.
Ah.
This is the fun part. Is that good, babe?
That's good. And we'll
Are
put
we
the
putting
lid back
foil
on.
back on?
We're gonna put the foil back on, and then we're gonna also bury some potatoes. I'll tell you what that means in a sec. All right, so we need a side for this pork. Let's take some sweet potatoes. Not even dust them off. Not, you know, don't peel them. Don't do anything. Don't wash them. Just throw them down here in a little tiny pit of ash. Okay, off to the side of the flame. You don't want it in the flame because it'll just burn the skin. And then what we're gonna do is cover them over with some ash, and the skin's gonna protect it from, you know, all the soot and everything. That's why you don't want to peel them, otherwise it's just going to be nasty. I'll call it a coal roasted sweet potato, if you will. Bring the coals forward a little bit so they get this heat, but they're also insulated by the ash. This is the stuff. What we'll do is right here, we'll put that butter and some jalapeno, de-seeded, de-ribbed, and create a nice salted butter jalapeno sauce to drizzle over the sweet potatoes. So after 3 hours, the ribs are finally pulled apart delicious. And here are our potatoes. You see them?
Yep.
See them? All charred. Nice and delicious. And then you take the butter, because we're really hungry, just gonna pour it over top. By the way, with the sweet potatoes, make sure when you pull them out of the ash, you rinse them through a hot water bath. That way it'll keep the heat in, and it'll also take care of all that ash that's been buried in. All right, we're gonna eat. Then you got the fire right, and I say we make some bagel sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches. Thick cut bacon. Put this right on the grill. Now, unlike the pork spare ribs, bacon you can flip as many times as you want. A lot of people might disagree with that, but bacon is not the same as meat, where you're losing juices. You want to lose the juices because you're going to do what's called rendering fat. Let me just pull this back over again like that. Get it nice and preheated. Move the bacon up from the grill to the flat top because it was starting to burn a little bit. Plus, as an added bonus, it's a way to season your flat top so you don't have to use any oil or butter before you put your eggs and bagels on there to toast them up and get them all nice and yummy. So I'll move, and I'll move to a cooler spot and start cooking the eggs in the bagel. Quickly while those are cooking, slice up the bagels. Now if you're going to do a bagel without a cutting board, don't take your eye off it because it's very easy to cut through and into your hand. Just be safe, be careful. You usually just go around like this. Smear that in bacon fat. Very healthy. And salt and pepper. Doing one side because I want to keep the other side soft so it doesn't cut up your palate as you're trying to eat it, and that way you get your crunchiness and also your nice softness as you bite into the sandwich. Here you do use a cutting board. Anyone who tries to cut a bagel sandwich with their hands, I don't understand what that's all about. There you have it. Bagel sandwiches a la grill.